Imagine a muscle car that doesn't just bring back a legendary name, but redefines what raw power and modern design can feel like on the road. The 2026 Ford Mustang Eleanor 427 isn't just another release. It's a rebirth of one of the most iconic names in automotive history, now engineered with technology and performance that push it beyond anything we've seen before. But here's the question. Is this truly the ultimate blend of classic soul and modern muscle? Or is it simply nostalgia wrapped in a shiny new package? Stick around, because the answer might surprise you. The Ford Mustang has always been more than just a car. It's been a symbol of American muscle, freedom, and raw driving excitement. Over the decades, it's gone through countless transformations, but one name has always stood out above the rest: Eleanor. First immortalized on the big screen, Eleanor became more than a Mustang. It became a legend. Now, for 2026, Ford is bringing that legend back in the form of the Eleanor 427, and it's aimed directly at enthusiasts who want the perfect blend of classic attitude and cutting-edge performance. This isn't just another trim level or a mild refresh. It's Ford's bold statement that the muscle car isn't going anywhere, even in a time when SUVs, EVs, and futuristic crossovers dominate the headlines. With its aggressive styling, unmistakable presence, and a promise of serious performance, the Eleanor 427 arrives not just as a car, but as a declaration. But here's the real question. Does this new Eleanor live up to its mythical name? Or is it relying too heavily on nostalgia to carry the weight? In just a moment, we'll break down every detail, from design to performance, to see if the 2026 Mustang Eleanor 427 truly deserves its crown. Now let's dig into what makes the 2026 Mustang Eleanor 427 so special, and why it has the entire muscle car community buzzing. From the very first glance, Eleanor commands attention. The wide stance, sculpted hood, and signature fastback silhouette instantly remind you of the legend it's built on. But Ford didn't stop at nostalgia. Sleek LED headlights cut sharply across the front fascia, while bold aerodynamic lines stretch along the body, giving it that modern muscle edge. And those 20-inch forged wheels? They look like they were pulled straight out of a racing dream. This is a car you don't just drive, you arrive in it. Inside, Ford walks a careful line between heritage and high-tech. Slide into the driver's seat, and you're greeted with premium leather bolstered seats stitched with Eleanor badging, a flat-bottom steering wheel, and a cockpit that feels driver-focused, but refined. The fully digital gauge cluster can switch between classic analog-style displays or futuristic performance readouts, depending on your mood. Add in a high-definition infotainment system with seamless smartphone integration, and you've got comfort and connectivity wrapped into a muscle car package. Of course, the heart of Eleanor has always been what sits under the hood. Here, Ford delivers something that feels like pure theater, a hand-built 7.0-liter V8 engine producing a staggering 600-plus horsepower. The sound alone is enough to raise goosebumps, a deep, throaty growl that harks back to the golden era of muscle while packing modern refinement. Ford claims a 0 to 60 time in the low 3-second range, which puts it right in the mix with modern supercars, not just muscle car rivals. And the handling? Ford's engineers have retuned the suspension for sharper response, while adaptive dampers help balance daily driving comfort with track-ready performance. But it's not all old-school muscle. The Eleanor 427 comes equipped with advanced safety tech like lane assist, adaptive cruise control, and collision avoidance. Purists may scoff at all the tech packed into a car like this, but let's be honest, having confidence behind the wheel only makes you want to push it harder. Still, this car isn't without its trade-offs. That monster V8 demands serious fuel, and while Ford has tuned it for efficiency compared to older models, don't expect hybrid-like numbers here. Plus, its wide body and aggressive stance may make it less practical in tight urban spaces. This isn't a car built for errands. It's built to dominate highways and steal the spotlight. So the big question is, does the Eleanor 427 balance legendary looks, modern features, and raw performance well enough to justify its inevitable price tag? And just wait until we get to that, because Ford's pricing strategy might surprise you, and it could make or break this car's appeal in the current market. And here's where everything comes to a head. Numbers and specs are one thing, but when you actually put the 2026 Mustang Eleanor 427 to the test, the legend truly comes alive. The moment you hit the ignition, That 7.0-liter V8 roars to life with a sound that feels more like a battle cry than an engine note. Drop it into gear, and the instant surge of power pins you back in your seat. 0 to 60? Blink and you'll miss it. This thing rockets forward in just over 3 seconds, pulling harder and cleaner than even some European exotics priced at double the tag. But raw speed isn't the real surprise here. It's how composed the Eleanor feels while delivering it. On winding roads, the adaptive suspension digs into corners, keeping the car planted in a way no classic Mustang ever could. Steering is sharp, responsive, and alive in your hands. You feel connected, not just like a passenger hanging on for dear life. And when you open it up on a straightaway, the sound echoing through the cabin is nothing short of intoxicating. It's not just performance. It's theater. Of course, the Eleanor isn't flawless. Push it hard, and you'll quickly be reminded of its appetite for fuel. And while the ride is refined for what it is, you're not going to confuse it with a luxury cruiser. But here's the twist. Those drawbacks don't feel like deal breakers. They feel like part of the character, part of what makes this car unapologetically a muscle machine in an era where everything is being softened and sanitized. So, has Ford actually managed to breathe real life into a legend? Or is the Eleanor 427 simply a beautifully packaged throwback? Well, the verdict might not be what you're expecting, and that's exactly what we're about to break down next. So where does that leave us with the 2026 Ford Mustang Eleanor 427? After taking in the design, the performance, and the overall experience, one thing is clear. Ford didn't just reintroduce a nameplate, they reignited a legend. The Eleanor 427 is a rare mix of raw nostalgia and cutting-edge engineering, blending the muscle car spirit of the past with the expectations of today's performance world. On the pro side, you've got breathtaking looks that turn heads everywhere, a V8 engine that delivers true theater every time you press the throttle, and handling that feels sharper than any Eleanor before it. Add in modern comforts like a digital cockpit and advanced safety tech, and this is a muscle car that doesn't feel stuck in the past. It feels reborn for a new generation. But the drawbacks are there. Fuel economy is predictably thirsty, and the aggressive size makes it less practical for city life. This isn't a daily commuter for everyone. It's a statement piece for enthusiasts who want passion over practicality. And yes, the price tag will likely sting for some buyers. But then again, legends never came cheap. In today's US market, where EVs and crossovers dominate the conversation, the Eleanor 427 stands out as a bold reminder that the muscle car still has a place and still has fire in its veins. It may not set sales records, but it will set hearts racing, and it shows that brands can honor heritage while still moving forward. In many ways, it's not just a car, it's a cultural statement. So, is the 2026 Eleanor 427 the ultimate muscle rebirth, or just a beautiful nod to the past? That's for you to decide. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Would you put this icon in your garage, or would you hold out for something else? And if you enjoyed this deep dive, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more reviews, and join the conversation, because the story of muscle isn't over yet.